You've been pushing. You've been striving. You've been giving everything you have, and yet it feels like nothing is moving. Have you ever felt like you're running on a treadmill, working harder than ever, but staying in the same place? Have you ever wondered if this season of struggle will ever end? But I came to tell you something today. The season you're in is not your permanent address. Just because you can't see the progress doesn't mean progress isn't being made. Sometimes God works in the invisible before he reveals it in the visible. Sometimes he's building your character while he's building your future. Don't you dare give up now. Your breakthrough may be one breath away. The season you're in is preparing you for the season you're going to. Life moves in seasons, just like nature. There's a time to plant and a time to harvest, a time to grow and a time to bloom, a time to rest and a time to rise. But we live in a culture that only celebrates the harvest season. We celebrate the graduation, but ignore the years of study. We celebrate the promotion, but overlook the years of faithful service. We celebrate the wedding, but forget the months of preparation. What if I told you that preparation seasons are just as important as celebration seasons? What if the season you're in right now, the one that feels slow and frustrating, is actually the most crucial season of your entire journey? Think about a butterfly. Before it can soar through the sky with beautiful wings, it must spend time in a cocoon. That cocoon season looks like death from the outside. It looks like nothing is happening. But inside that darkness, one of the most miraculous transformations in nature is taking place. The caterpillar isn't just waiting in there. It's changing. It's becoming something entirely new. Your current season might feel like a cocoon. It might feel confusing, restrictive, even suffocating. But what if God is doing something beautiful inside this season that you can't see yet? What if he's transforming you from who you were into who you need to become? The caterpillar can't rush the process. If it tries to break out too early, it will die. It must trust the timing of transformation. Similarly, you can't rush your season. God knows exactly how long you need to be in this process. He knows what needs to change, what needs to grow, and what needs to be stripped away before you're ready for flight. Many people abort their transformation because they get impatient with the process. They see others flying and wonder why they're still in the cocoon. But comparison is the thief of joy and the enemy of transformation. Your timeline is not their timeline. Your process is not their process. Your breakthrough is not their breakthrough. The truth is, seasons of preparation are where champions are made, while everyone else is looking for shortcuts. You're paying the price that others aren't willing to pay. While others are seeking comfort, you're building strength in the struggle. While others are avoiding difficulty, you're developing the very qualities that will carry you to your destiny. Consider the mighty oak tree. It doesn't grow into a giant overnight. It starts as a small acorn buried in dark soil. For months, even years, nothing seems to happen above ground. But below the surface, an extensive root system is developing. These roots will eventually be able to support a tree that can withstand storms, droughts, and decades of weather. If that oak tree tried to grow tall too quickly without deep roots, The first storm would knock it over. That's why nature takes time to build what lasts. That's why God takes time to build you into who you're meant to become. Your preparation season is your root season. God is developing your character, your faith, your resilience, and your wisdom. He's teaching you lessons you'll need when you step into your next level. He's building strength you'll need when you face greater challenges. He's establishing a foundation that can support the weight of your future success. Don't despise your cocoon season. Don't resent your root season. Don't rush your preparation season. This is where the real work happens. This is where champions are forged. This is where ordinary people develop extraordinary capacity. How you see your current situation will determine how you navigate it. Two people can face the same challenge and have completely different outcomes based on their perspective. One person sees obstacles, another sees opportunities. One person sees problems, another sees possibilities. One person sees endings, another sees new beginnings. The power of perspective is not about denying reality or pretending problems don't exist. It's about choosing to see beyond your current circumstances to the potential that exists within them. It's about understanding that where you are is not where you're going. When David faced Goliath, everyone else saw an unbeatable giant. David saw an uncircumcised Philistine who was defying the army of the living God. Same situation, different perspective. The perspective he chose gave him the courage to run toward what everyone else was running from. Your giants are not as big as they appear when you see them from God's perspective. Your problems are not as permanent as they seem when you view them through the lens of eternity. Your current limitations are not as limiting as they feel when you remember that God specializes in making ways where there seems to be no way. The enemy wants to control your perspective because he knows it controls your power. If he can get you to see yourself as a victim, you'll act like a victim. If he can get you to see your situation as hopeless, you'll stop hoping. If he can get you to see your current season as permanent, you'll stop preparing for change. But what if you shifted your perspective? What if instead of asking, why is this happening to me? You started asking, what is this producing in me? What if instead of focusing on what you're going through, you focused on what you're growing through? Every challenge you face is either making you bitter or better. Every setback is either breaking you down or building you up. Every delay is either discouraging your faith or developing your faith. The circumstances themselves are neutral. It's your perspective that determines their impact. I want you to start seeing your struggles as strength training. Every difficulty you overcome makes you stronger for the next level. Every problem you solve increases your problem solving ability. Every storm you weather makes you more confident in your ability to survive future storms. Athletes understand this principle. They don't avoid weight, they lift it. They don't run from resistance, they run into it. They know that what challenges them changes them. They embrace the struggle because they know it's making them stronger. The same weight that breaks one person builds another. The same pressure that crushes coal creates diamonds. The same fire that burns wood purifies gold. It's not the circumstances that determine the outcome. It's how you respond to the circumstances. You have more power than you realize. You can't always control what happens to you, but you can control how you interpret what happens to you. You can't always choose your circumstances, but you can choose your response to those circumstances, and your response will ultimately determine your results. When you choose to see challenges as opportunities, struggles as strength training, and setbacks as setups for comebacks, you position yourself to win regardless of what you're facing. When you choose to see God's hand in your situation instead of just the situation itself, you tap into supernatural strength that can carry you through anything. Your perspective is your power. Guard it carefully. Feed it truth, not fear. Fill it with faith, not doubt. Focus it on possibilities, not problems. And watch how changing your perspective changes everything else. Every difficult season comes with a curriculum. There are lessons embedded in your struggles that you can't learn any other way. The University of Hardship offers courses that aren't available in the classroom of comfort. And these courses are often prerequisites for your next level of success and influence. Hard times teach you things about yourself that good times never could. They reveal your true character, your hidden strengths, your real priorities. When everything is going well, it's easy to be positive, grateful, and faith-filled. But when life gets difficult, you discover what you're really made of. The curriculum of hard times includes courses like Resilience 101, where you learn that you're tougher than you thought. It includes advanced problem solving, where you discover creative solutions you never would have found in easy times. It includes character development, where your integrity is tested and refined. There's also a course called Dependency on God, where you learn that your own strength has limits, but His strength is limitless. This course is usually taught in seasons when you've exhausted your own resources and have no choice but to rely on divine help. Many people try to skip this course, but it's often the most important one for your spiritual development. Another crucial course is Compassion for Others. This class teaches you empathy by allowing you to experience pain yourself. People who have never struggled often lack the compassion needed to help others through their struggles. Your pain becomes your qualification to comfort others who face similar challenges. The curriculum also includes a course on patience and timing. In a world of instant everything, this course teaches you that some things can't be rushed. Some dreams take time to develop. Some goals require seasons of preparation. Some promises have appointed times for fulfillment. There's a course called Gratitude in Scarcity, where you learn to be thankful, even when you don't have everything you want. This course teaches you that happiness isn't dependent on circumstances, but on your appreciation for what you do have. It's often taught during seasons of lack or loss. The curriculum includes strategic thinking, where you learn to see beyond your current situation to future possibilities. You learn to make decisions based not just on where you are now, but on where you want to be. You develop the ability to think several moves ahead, like a chess player planning multiple strategies. One of the most valuable courses is called Surrender and Trust. This course teaches you to let go of the need to control everything and trust that there's a bigger plan at work. It's usually taught during seasons when your plans fall apart and you have to learn to trust someone else's plan for your life. The thing about this hidden curriculum is that you can't graduate early. You can't test out. You can't skip the hard parts. You have to stay enrolled until you've learned what you need to learn. And the length of your enrollment often depends on how quickly you embrace the lessons instead of resisting them. Some people repeat the same courses over and over because they refuse to learn. They keep facing the same types of problems because they haven't mastered the lessons those problems are trying to teach them. They stay stuck in cycles of dysfunction because they won't do the internal work required to break free. But when you embrace the curriculum of hard times, when you ask yourself, what is this season trying to teach me? You accelerate your learning process. You start to see difficulties as classrooms instead of just obstacles. You begin to appreciate the education you're receiving even when the tuition feels expensive. The degree you earn from the University of Hardship is highly valued in the kingdom of God. It qualifies you for assignments that others can't handle. It prepares you for leadership roles that require wisdom, compassion, and strength. It makes you the kind of person others want to follow because they know you've been tested and proven. Don't waste your hard times. Extract the lessons. Embrace the curriculum. Let the struggle teach you what it's trying to teach you. And when you graduate from this season, why would you call? You'll be equipped with knowledge and experience that money can't buy and shortcuts can't provide. You've had this dream in your heart for years. You've visualized it, prayed about it, worked toward it. You've seen others achieve similar dreams in what seems like no time at all. And you're wondering why your dream is taking so long to manifest. Why does it feel like you're moving in slow motion while others are moving at the speed of light? The truth is, not all dreams are created equal. Some dreams are simple and can be achieved quickly. Others are complex and require extensive preparation. Some dreams affect only you. Others will impact thousands of people. Some dreams require basic skills. Others require expertise that takes years to develop. The size of your dream often determines the length of your preparation. If your dream is to affect one person, the preparation might be short. But if your dream is to influence a generation, the preparation will be correspondingly longer. God has to prepare not just the opportunity, but also you to handle the weight of that opportunity. Consider the difference between a small garden shed and a skyscraper. The shed can be built in a weekend by a couple of people. The skyscraper takes years and requires teams of architects, engineers, and construction workers. The foundation alone might take months to complete because it has to support enormous weight. Your dream might be a skyscraper dream that requires skyscraper preparation. The delay you're experiencing might not be a problem to solve, but a process to trust. God might be building a foundation in your life that can support something much bigger than you originally imagined. Sometimes dreams take longer because they're connected to other people's dreams. Your breakthrough might be linked to someone else's breakthrough. Your opportunity might depend on someone else being in position. Your dream might be part of a larger puzzle that requires multiple pieces to be in place before the picture becomes clear. Think about the entertainment industry. An actor might wait tables for years before landing a breakthrough role, but that role only comes when the right script exists, the right director is available, the right co-stars are cast, and the right funding is secured. The delay isn't personal, it's logistical. Multiple elements have to align for the dream to manifest. Your dream might require you to develop patience, persistence, and character. These qualities can't be developed overnight. They're forged through experience, refined through challenges, and proven through time. If God gave you your dream too quickly, you might not have the internal strength to sustain it. Some dreams take longer because they require you to outgrow who you currently are. You might need to develop new skills, eliminate bad habits, change your mindset, or expand your capacity. This personal development process takes time. You can't microwave maturity or instant download wisdom. Dreams also take longer when they require perfect timing. There are seasons for everything, and some dreams can only be fulfilled in specific seasons. Just as farmers can't harvest crops whenever they want, they have to wait for the right season. Your dream might have an appointed time that you can't rush. The dreams that take longer to manifest are often the dreams that last longer once they do manifest. Quick fixes usually have quick exits, but dreams that are built slowly with proper foundations and careful preparation tend to have staying power. They don't just appear suddenly, they arrive permanently. Sometimes dreams take longer because God wants to exceed your expectations. What you think you're asking for might be smaller than what He wants to give you. He might be expanding your dream behind the scenes, adding dimensions you never considered, preparing blessings that will surpass your original vision. The delay in your dream manifestation might also be protection. What you want right now might not be what you need right now. God might be protecting you from receiving something before you're mature enough to handle it, or before the timing is right for maximum success. Don't let the length of your wait discourage you from the strength of your dream. Don't let other people's timelines make you doubt your own. Don't let delay convince you that denial is coming. Some of the most beautiful, impactful, world-changing dreams take the longest to manifest because they're worth the wait. Trust the process. Embrace the preparation. Stay faithful to the vision. And remember that dreams delayed are often dreams expanded. What's taking so long might be getting so good that when it finally appears, you'll understand why it couldn't have come any sooner. The most important work in your life happens when no one is watching. It happens in the quiet moments when you choose integrity over convenience. It happens in the private moments when you choose discipline over comfort. It happens in the hidden moments when you choose to do right even when no one would know if you did wrong. Character is who you are when you think no one is looking. It's the choices you make in private that determine your success in public. It's the habits you develop in secret that eventually become your reputation in the open. Most people focus on building their image, But wise people focus on building their character. Your character is like the foundation of a building. No one can see it once the building is complete, but it determines how tall the building can be built and how long it will stand. If you try to build a successful life on a weak character foundation, it will eventually collapse under the weight of your achievements. Character is built through countless small decisions that seem insignificant at the time. It's built when you tell the truth, even when a lie would be easier. It's built when you keep your word, even when keeping it costs you something. It's built when you treat people with respect, even when they can't do anything for you. It's built when you work hard, even when your boss isn't around. It's built when you stay faithful to your commitments, even when you don't feel like it. It's built when you choose to serve others, even when there's nothing in it for you. These small choices accumulate over time and eventually form the bedrock of who you are. Many people want the benefits of good character: trust, respect, influence, success. But they don't want to pay the price of developing it. They want shortcuts to reputation without the long road of character building. But there are no shortcuts to character. It must be built one choice at a time, one day at a time, one decision at a time. The season you're in right now might be a character building season. It might feel like nothing significant is happening because the work being done is internal rather than external. God might be more interested in who you're becoming than in what you're achieving. He might be developing your character so it can support the success He wants to give you. Character development often happens during difficult seasons because difficulty reveals who you really are. When everything is going well, anyone can act with integrity. But when you're under pressure, when you're facing loss, when you're dealing with unfair treatment, that's when your true character is revealed. These challenging seasons are like stress tests for your character. They show you where you're strong and where you need to grow. They reveal areas where you've developed maturity and areas where you still need work. They're opportunities to strengthen weak areas and build new character muscles. Consider Joseph in the Bible. His character was built through years of difficulty. When he was sold into slavery, he could have become bitter, but he chose to work with integrity. When he was falsely accused and imprisoned, he could have given up, but he chose to serve others. These character building experiences prepared him to handle great responsibility with wisdom and humility. If Joseph had been made a ruler immediately without the character, a development that came through struggle, he might have abused his power. But because his character was tested and refined through difficulty, when he finally received authority, he used it to serve others and save nations. Your current struggles might be building the character you'll need for your next level of influence. The patience you're developing while you wait might be what you'll need when you lead others. The integrity you're maintaining while no one is watching might be what qualifies you for positions where everyone is watching. Character also includes emotional maturity. It's learning to respond rather than react, to think before you speak, to choose your battles wisely. It's developing self-control, patience, kindness, and humility. These qualities make you the kind of person others want to be around and work with. Building character when no one is watching also means developing your skills and abilities, even when you're not in a position to use them publicly. It means reading, studying, practicing, and growing even when no one requires it of you. It means becoming excellent at what you do even if no one notices right now. The work you do on yourself in private will eventually be displayed in public. The character you build in secret will eventually be revealed in the open. The integrity you maintain when no one is watching will eventually be recognized when everyone is watching. Don't neglect the invisible work of character development. Don't despise the hidden seasons when God is working on your heart. Don't rush through the process of becoming who you need to be. Character can't be counterfeited and it can't be rushed. But once it's developed, it becomes your greatest asset and your most valuable possession. Waiting is not passive. Waiting is not sitting around doing nothing while hoping something good will happen. True waiting is active. It's purposeful. It's productive. It's using the time you have while you wait for what you want to happen. Most people waste their waiting seasons. They become frustrated, discouraged, and inactive. They spend their time complaining about the delay instead of using the delay to their advantage. They focus on what's not happening instead of what could be happening. But wise people understand that waiting seasons are working seasons. The art of waiting with purpose means asking yourself, what can I do while I wait? Instead of focusing on what you can't control, the timing of your breakthrough. You focus on what you can control, your preparation, your growth, your skills, your character, your knowledge. What if you used your waiting season to become the person who deserves what you're waiting for? What if you used this time to develop the skills you'll need when your opportunity arrives? What if you use this delay to build relationships, gain knowledge, and increase your capacity? Think about a farmer during planting season. He doesn't plant seeds and then sit idly by waiting for harvest. He waters the crops, removes weeds, protects them from pests, and monitors their growth. He's actively involved in the process between planting and harvesting. His waiting is working. Your waiting season should be your working season. While you wait for your business to grow, you can improve your skills, study your market, and build relationships. While you wait for your relationship status to change, you can work on becoming the best version of yourself. While you wait for your financial situation to improve, you can learn about money management and develop valuable skills. Purpose-filled waiting also means staying connected to your vision. Just because you can't see progress doesn't mean you should stop seeing the possibility. Keep your dream alive during the waiting season. Visualize your success. Speak about your future and take steps toward your goals, even if they're small steps. Many people abandon their dreams during waiting seasons because they lose sight of the vision. They become so focused on the delay that they forget the destination. But your vision is what sustains you during the wait. It gives you reason to keep preparing, keep growing, and keep believing. The art of waiting with purpose also includes learning contentment without complacency. You can be content with where you are while still working toward where you want to be. Contentment doesn't mean giving up on your dreams. It means finding peace in the process of pursuing them. Contentment in waiting seasons prevents bitterness and frustration from taking root in your heart. It allows you to enjoy the journey instead of just enduring it. It helps you appreciate what you have while you work toward what you want. And it keeps you in a positive frame of mind, which is crucial for recognizing opportunities when they come. Waiting with purpose also means being ready for sudden acceleration. Sometimes, after long periods of slow progress, things can change quickly. Opportunities can appear overnight. Doors can open suddenly. Breakthroughs can happen in an instant. If you've been waiting purposefully, you'll be ready to walk through those doors when they open. But if you've wasted your waiting season, if you've become bitter, lazy, or unprepared, you might miss your moment when it comes. Opportunity usually comes disguised as hard work. And if you haven't been working during your wait, you might not recognize it or be prepared to seize it. The art of waiting with purpose transforms your perspective on delay. Instead of seeing it as lost time, you see it as investment time. Instead of seeing it as punishment, you see it as preparation. Instead of seeing it as proof that nothing is happening, you see it as evidence that something big is being built behind the scenes. Use your waiting season wisely. Invest in yourself. Develop your skills. Build your character. Expand your knowledge. Strengthen your relationships. When your breakthrough comes, and it will come, you'll be ready not just to receive it, but to sustain it and multiply it. Waiting is inevitable, but wasting the wait is optional. Choose to wait with purpose, and your waiting season will become your winning season. Every person pursuing a dream will eventually encounter voices of doubt. These voices whisper that you're not good enough, smart enough, or qualified enough to achieve what you're hoping for. They suggest that you're fooling yourself, that you should lower your expectations, that you should settle for less than what you really want. Some of these voices come from other people, family members, who want to protect you from disappointment, friends who project their own limitations onto you, critics who feel threatened by your ambition. But the loudest and most persistent voice of doubt usually comes from within your own mind. The internal voice of doubt is particularly dangerous because it knows all your weaknesses, failures, and insecurities. It has access to your private thoughts and memories. It can remind you of every time you failed, every mistake you've made, every reason why you might not succeed. And it speaks to you in your own voice, making it feel like truth instead of opinion. But here's what you need to understand. The voice of doubt is not the voice of truth. It's the voice of fear dressed up as wisdom. It's the voice of past failures trying to predict future outcomes. It's the voice of limitation trying to keep you in your comfort zone. The voice of doubt often gets louder when you're closest to a breakthrough. It's as if doubt knows that if you push a little further, you'll achieve something significant. So it works over time to convince you to quit. Many people give up just before their breakthrough because the voice of doubt becomes overwhelming. To overcome the voices of doubt, you must first learn to identify them. Recognize when doubt is speaking and call it what it is. Don't accept doubtful thoughts as facts. Challenge them, question them, examine the evidence both for and against what doubt is telling you. The voice of doubt often makes sweeping generalizations. You always fail. Nothing ever works out for you. You're not talented enough. But when you examine these statements closely, you'll usually find they're not accurate. You haven't always failed. There have been times when you succeeded. Things do sometimes work out for you. You do have talents and abilities. Replace the voice of doubt with the voice of truth. Instead of focusing on past failures, remind yourself of past successes. Instead of listening to predictions of failure, speak declarations of possibility. Instead of rehearsing your weaknesses, rehearse your strengths and the skills you've developed. Surround yourself with voices that speak life, not death. Spend time with people who believe in you and your dreams. Read books that inspire and encourage you. Listen to messages that build your faith and confidence. The voices you listen to most frequently will eventually become the voice you believe most strongly. The voice of doubt also tries to convince you that you need permission from others to pursue your dreams. It tells you that you should wait until others validate your vision or approve of your goals. But the truth is, your dreams don't require other people's permission. They require your commitment. Many people let the doubt of others derail their dreams. They share their vision with the wrong people and then internalize the negative feedback. But remember, people can only see as far as their own vision allows them to see. If they can't see what you see, that doesn't mean it doesn't exist. It just means they're not the right people to share your vision with. The voice of doubt often masquerades as being realistic or practical. It says things like, be realistic, don't get your hopes up, or you need a backup plan. But there's a difference between being wise and being fearful. Wisdom acknowledges challenges and makes plans to overcome them. Fear magnifies challenges and makes plans to avoid them. You can be both realistic and optimistic. You can acknowledge the challenges you'll face while maintaining confidence in your ability to overcome them. You can prepare for obstacles while refusing to let the possibility of obstacles stop you from trying. To overcome doubt, you must also take action in spite of it. Doubt thrives in inactivity. When you're sitting around thinking about all the reasons why something might not work, doubt grows stronger. But when you're actively working toward your goals, taking concrete steps forward, doubt begins to weaken. Action is doubt's kryptonite. Every step you take toward your dream is evidence against doubt's arguments. Every skill you develop, every connection you make, every small victory you achieve weakens doubt's voice and strengthens your confidence. Finally, remember that doubt is normal. Every successful person has had to overcome voices of doubt. The difference between those who achieve their dreams and those who don't is not the absence of doubt, but the decision to move forward despite doubt. Don't wait for doubt to disappear before you take action. Take action despite doubt and watch doubt disappear. The voice of doubt may never be completely silenced, but it doesn't have to be listened to. You have the power to choose which voice you follow, the voice of doubt or the voice of faith. Choose wisely. Most people overestimate what they can accomplish in a day and underestimate what they can accomplish in a year. They want dramatic results from dramatic efforts. They're looking for the one big action that will change everything. But the truth is, extraordinary results usually come from ordinary actions performed consistently over time. The power of small, consistent actions is one of the most underutilized principles of success. It's not glamorous. It doesn't make for exciting social media posts. It doesn't provide instant gratification. But it works, and it works reliably. Think about how nature works. Rivers don't carve canyons through sudden, dramatic force. They carve them drop by drop, day after day, year after year. The Grand Canyon wasn't formed by one catastrophic event, but by the consistent flow of the Colorado River over millions of years. Small actions, repeated consistently, create monumental results. The same principle applies to your dreams and goals. You don't need to make massive changes or take enormous risks. You need to take small, strategic actions consistently. These actions might seem insignificant on any given day, but over time they compound into extraordinary outcomes. If you want to get in shape, you don't need to spend hours in the gym every day. You need to exercise consistently, even if it's just for 20 or 30 minutes. If you want to build wealth, you don't need to make huge investments. You need to save and invest consistently, even if it's just a small amount each month. If you want to develop a skill, you don't need to practice for hours every day. You need to practice consistently, even if it's just for 15 minutes. If you want to build relationships, you don't need grand gestures. You need to connect consistently, even if it's just a quick text or phone call. The key is consistency, not intensity. It's better to do something small every day than to do something big once in a while. Consistency creates momentum, and momentum is a powerful force. Once you get momentum going, it becomes easier to maintain your efforts and harder to stop them. Small, consistent actions also build confidence. Each time you follow through on a commitment to yourself, you prove that you're reliable. You build trust with yourself. You develop the confidence that comes from knowing you do what you say you're going to do. This self-trust is crucial for achieving bigger goals. If you can't trust yourself to do small things consistently, you won't trust yourself to do big things consistently. But when you prove to yourself that you can be consistent with small actions, you build the confidence to attempt larger challenges. Another powerful aspect of small, consistent actions is that they create compound interest in your personal development. Just like money invested consistently over time grows exponentially due to compound interest, skills developed consistently over time improve exponentially due to compound learning. Each day you practice, you don't just maintain your current skill level, you build on it. Today's practice builds on yesterday's practice, which built on the day before its practice. Over time, these small improvements compound into significant expertise. Small, consistent actions are also sustainable. Dramatic actions require enormous energy and motivation, which are finite resources. You can maintain high intensity for short periods, but you can't sustain it long term. Consistent actions, on the other hand, require less energy and can be maintained indefinitely. The beauty of small, consistent actions is that they don't require perfect conditions. You don't need to wait for motivation, inspiration, or ideal circumstances. You can take small actions regardless of how you feel or what's happening around you. This makes progress possible even during difficult seasons. Many people fail to achieve their goals because they're waiting for the perfect time, the perfect plan, or the perfect opportunity. But perfect conditions rarely exist. Small, consistent actions allow you to make progress while waiting for better conditions. And often, the act of taking consistent action creates better conditions. Small actions also reduce the resistance you feel toward working on your goals. Large, overwhelming tasks create resistance because they seem difficult or time-consuming. But small actions feel manageable. It's easier to convince yourself to do something for 10 minutes than for 2 hours. Once you start the small action, you often find that you have energy and momentum to more than you originally planned. But even if you only do the small thing you committed to, you've still made progress and maintained consistency. The power of small, consistent actions lies not in the individual actions themselves, but in what they create over time. They create habits which become automatic behaviors. They create momentum, which makes continued progress easier. They create confidence, which enables you to attempt bigger challenges. And they create results, which prove that your efforts are working. Don't despise small beginnings. Don't wait for the perfect opportunity to make a big move. Start where you are, with what you have, doing what you can. Take small, consistent actions toward your goals every day. Over time, these small actions will compound into extraordinary results that will amaze even you. One of the hardest things about pursuing any significant goal or dream is learning to trust the process when you can't see the results. You're putting in effort, making sacrifices and staying committed, but the outcomes you want aren't visible yet. This is where many people give up, not because they lack ability or opportunity, but because they lose faith in the process. Trusting the process means believing that your efforts are working even when you can't see evidence of progress. It means continuing to show up, do the work, and make the right choices, even when it feels like you're not moving forward. It means having faith that what you're doing today is building toward what you want to see tomorrow. Every seed that's ever been planted has had to trust the process. When a seed is placed in the ground, it's surrounded by darkness. There's no immediate sign of life or growth. But the seed doesn't doubt the process. It doesn't question whether it will grow. It simply begins to do what seeds do. It starts to change, to develop roots, to reach toward the light it can't yet see. The process is always working, even when you can't see it. Just as a seed grows underground before breaking through the surface, your dreams and goals are developing in ways you can't observe. The skills you're building, the character you're developing, the connections you're making, all of these are part of a process that will eventually produce visible results. But trusting the process is difficult because we live in a culture of instant